In this video, we're going to be using First Line Shave Blue Label and the Gold Dollar W59 type razor. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me again today, this beautiful Sunday morning. And if it's your first time here, welcome. I hope you'll consider subscribing below. So as mentioned, today we're going to be using First Line Shave Blue Label. I love the scent on that. I really love the scent on that. We'll talk about it in a minute. And we're going to be using this Gold Dollar razor. It's a W59 type razor. I got it off AliExpress for less than 10 bucks, like $8 and something. Came in a box like this, pretty nondescript. But the difference on this one is I honed it myself, and for the first time I used an Arkansas, surgical Arkansas stone from Dan's Whetstone. So we don't know how that's going to go. So that should be interesting. Let's go ahead and get misting here with our sprayer. And I'm just applying moisture to the face. Our standard 24 hours growth today. Just applying some moisture, and I do have a blemish there. So if that opens up, we certainly won't count it. I don't know how this edge is going to be because I'm honing it completely on a new stone. And so I just don't know. We shall see. All right, let's talk about the First Line Shave. Wow, beautiful, beautiful scent, which I'm whipping up. It makes a nice creamy lather. This one is pricey because it's their 3.0 base. It comes to you for $23 for 4 ounces. They give $1 to backstoppers.org, which benefits the families of fallen first responders. So if you want to consider that or take it off, you can. It's $5.75 an ounce. If you don't take that dollar off, it's $5.50. If you do, on our price chart, that is in the price of range. Now, I will say, because I love this scent, I'm not bothered by it because this is based on Eternity, which I really like. And by the way, I'm using today a Boar brush because the dude of shaving, Junior, said, you got to try a Craving shaving Boar brush. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you right now is this loft is pretty low, which is not really my style, but the tips are not bleached. They are gelled, which, you know, I guess is a kind of bleaching, you can say, that process. And it feels really, really soft. Now, whether it will give up the lather or not, so far it is. But sometimes these Boars tend to hold the lather and reluctant to give it up. And this brush is not easy to splay. And so it's set lower than I would like, or maybe the knot itself just doesn't have a good size loft on it. But it's a good painter here so far. So as long as it lets go this lather, which is a really good quality lather, in terms of its consistency, holding water well, then it's okay. But maybe I'll try to splay this. You can see the lather's sort of running back up towards the handle. And that's what happens sometimes. I don't know why that is. You typically don't see that with synthetics, where sometimes you press down, the lather pushes back up. My synthetics tend to hold the lather further down in the knot. And for some reason, Boars, it tends to go up towards, and maybe it's just the way I'm using it. You know, I don't use them a ton. And so anyway, the First Line Shave, so before we get started, is based on Eternity, the clone. I don't know if that's Eternity for men or just Eternity, but it is fantastic. The scent strength, to me, is at about a 7. It pops. I'll show you the notes right there. Some of them are mandarin, lavender, sage. It may not sound good, but this was a popular fragrance that I used, say, in 1990 or 91. Oh, man. It just takes me back, and I love it. And so I didn't mind paying, you know, over $5 an ounce, whereas normally I won't. But for this one, I would. Again, it's in the 3.0 base, which has some great ingredients in it. It's got the chupacabra oil, the unicorn milk, the dragon tallow, all the super blue emu, goat's milk, aloe, shea butter, kokum, jojoba. We'll show it to you right there as we get started. Okay, so here we go with our first shave from an Arkansas edge. And that, to me, does not feel quite. It feels different from my Izuku edge, for sure. We'll know when we get to the neck. And if it just feels rough, it's not feeling rough so far. So that's good. But it also doesn't feel crisp. And so I'm not super familiar with the edges off Arkansas stones. I might have tried one from John's Shave Shop. I can't recall, but we'll see how this shaves. Going for it again, I took it straight out of the box, put it on the Shapton, 1K, 2K, 5K, 8K, 12K, and then onto the Arkansas. And I did use oil ballistol, which is a non-toxic oil, because Arkansas stones are, you have to use something on them other than water, or at least you're supposed to. This type anyway. Or at least I'm told. Again, I'm not a honing expert or a stone expert. I'm just learning, but that wasn't bad, actually. I would say the edge on this feels a little different than what I'm used to, but it's smooth. Maybe it's not as sharp, but it's not tuggy. Boy, my head is slick up there. I'm having trouble pulling up, but anyway, you can see the lather falling off there on my shirt. This is a well-hydrated lather, and it will perform well. And this scent is fantastic. So this is one of those cases where normally I balk at paying north of $5 an ounce for a soap. But because I love this scent so much, I don't mind it. Now, would I want to do it all the time? No. And I will say, I checked before I made this video, and the soap is sold out at First Line, but Magritte has the old 2.0 formula still. They have some, and it is available for $20, which to me, I like that price more, even though it still hits that $5 an ounce mark. If you take off that $1 for charity and just, you know, kind of, sometimes I'll do that and just go, okay, well, we'll take the $1 off and just say, hey, we're contributing to charity, and that's a good thing. You take that off, it falls under $5 an ounce, which I like to see. So my edge, I would say, is smooth. Does not feel quite as sharp as what my Zuku edges are, but it feels plenty good enough to shave with. And so I'm happy with that part. I'm happy with that part. So that felt okay. I'm sure as I develop more experience with the Arkansas, I'll get better with it over time, or at least that's my goal. Oh man, this scent, it just takes me back. Takes me back. This is fantastic. So I'm really happy to have bought this. I have no buyer's remorse, even though, again, I think it's a little pricey. It's got some terrific ingredients in it. It really does. So, you know, you're definitely paying for those ingredients, though. But it's very, very nice. Hope everyone is doing well this morning. Let's see if we can get some of this lather. Let's try to display this a little bit. Very difficult with that to display it. Very, very difficult. Now, this is a Craving shaving brush. I didn't even talk about it. But as you can see there, if you look at it, it's kind of hard to see in this light. Kind of cool. Kind of looks like Mars landscape there. I wish this knot had a little more loft. That would be my chief complaint. And I put a lot of soap in this, and I think it's deep within that handle. Again, when you're not familiar with using something, you don't use it well. So this is not a good test for this soap. And I don't recommend that you use a brand new brush type with a brand new base of soap, because one or the other may give you trouble, and then you'll blame it on the wrong thing. So I can promise you the soap, if I whip this up with my synthetic, it will be releasing it a lot easier. It is dripping off there. I got plenty of hydration in it. This soap will hold water. So if that's a concern of yours, have no fear, it will hold water. The knot is holding my lather though. And I hate to do this because I hate to get my hands dirty, but I'm just going to pull some of that lather out of the brush and slap it on there. There's a ton of lather in that brush, but it does not give it up. Look at that. That is shiny, good stuff. When you're used to, I use synthetics almost exclusively. And when you're used to the way they release lather and you use something else, it just doesn't feel right. Although There are plenty of people who use Boar all day long, every single day, and they achieve wonderful results with them. I'm just not accustomed. It's been years since I've really used them regularly. And the biggest reason is a lot of times they shed and annoy me and they hold this lather. And it is a user error. It is not a problem that's unique to Boar. It's my problem. And so that's one of the things I tell you. I'm not going to lead you astray and go, oh, these type brushes are crap, because it certainly isn't. I do wish that this knot would splay easier. It's just too low for me. So I don't know if I'm ever going to love this brush, probably not, but I will say the knot feels great. Like in terms of the softness of those tips, it feels great. And I love the look of it. I may have to have it at some point re-knotted, because I want to have a brush from Charles from Craving Shaving. Sells his brushes extremely reasonable. Super nice guy, but that knot is just too low for my taste. And I think I'll always be annoyed by it. I need that up quite a bit higher so I can splay it a little easier. So again, the edge here is smooth. It doesn't feel quite as sharp as my Izuku edges. So having tried that, I'm going to pull in another one that I honed just because I want to get a comparison and feel the difference between the Izuku edge and this one. So let me wipe this off and make sure I've got it dried off, and we shall set it aside there. Don't want any water hanging around on you. It is not bad by any means. It is perfectly shavable. But I want to compare this 300, which I just re-honed. Now, when I look at this this razor under the glass, which I haven't been doing as much recently. Oh, slick, slick, slick. It looks toothy. That feels good. I definitely prefer this edge, even though it looks toothy under the loop. Feels great. Feels great. So I'm very happy with this one. So I need to do more work on the Arkansas. And that may be the type of edges it produces. I have no idea. But this one feels a little bit, the Izuku edge here feels a little bit sharper to me. And I was curious as to how it would feel, again, looking at it in the loop. I could see it looked a little toothy. But it feels great. And I think part of it is too, these are the edges I'm used to. And whatever you're used to is going to feel good to use. It's like a old home cooked meal. You come home after you've been gone for a long time. I'll give you an example. When I visited my mom week before last, she made those breakfasts, and you know that only your mother makes a certain kind of breakfast. I mean, it just makes you feel great. You know, it comforts you. It really does. And it takes you back, and it really makes you feel good when you have a breakfast your mother makes. And so whenever I visit Mom, I look forward to that. And of course, look forward to seeing my dad as well. But man, oh man, that breakfast feels so comfortable, and it just hits all the right marks. So I'm happy with this edge. I looking through the glass, and it's another reason why I'm a little bit reluctant to look through the glass as much. I did not know how this edge was going to go. I completely re-honed this one. I'd honed it before. I wasn't super happy with the job I did on it, so I re-honed it, and it is much better now. I went back and reset the bevel. It was shaving fine before, but there was just something felt off. And now it's great. Again, gold $300, and that came off the Izuku. Same progression, other than at the end, I finished on the Izuku stone using slurry. And lately, after the slurry is, it's been diluted, I just go with Dawn, a little Dawn, Doug Bear style, or at least that's who told us about it. And go some more. Let's see if we can get this on her face. So I think a brush reknot may be in my future with this one, because it's so hard to display. Well, it'll splay to there, and that's okay, I guess. The problem is it's in the middle of splay. You can't hold display because it either goes, you go too far in and it gets extremely scrubby. It's still soft. Don't get me wrong, it's still soft, but it's just not to my liking. The tips are fantastic. So as a painter, if this would just paint the same way my synthetics do and release the lather, I would be happy with it, but Boar just doesn't work the same way. It has different characteristics. But if I use this a lot, maybe I can beat it into submission. I don't know, we'll use it more, but it will probably annoy me because I just want the brush to release the lather easily so I can just paint, because I'm making, a bowl of lather. And let's reach in here and pull this. Let's just show you here. Oh, you can't see that, but there's plenty of lather actually in the brush, as you can see there. Plenty, but it holds on to it. It doesn't release it in the same way my synthetics do. There is absolutely no shortage of lather here. You can see it. So that is plenty of lather by all accounts. Look at that. And it's good quality. I mean, this is a creamy, creamy, creamy lather. So the first line shave, 3.0 base, it is good. There is no question about it. This video is going a little long. I'm at 17 minutes. And I haven't completed my cleanup patch yet, but that's okay. It's Sunday. We'll go a little bit longer. I apologize for going longer, but we will. Let's see if I can just paint that down a little bit. Plenty of lather there, but the board just holds on to it in a different way. So there's either a reknot in my future here, or who knows what. Because I do like the handle. Again, that's the Mars, I'm going to call it. The red planet, let's call it. And it is a well done handle, and Charles sells them reasonably. He's not, some of these artisans are getting rather exorbitant with their brush prices, but not Charles. So check out Charles at Craving Shaving. Although I want a longer loft. All right, let's clean up here. Oh yeah, the Izuku edge. You just can't beat that. I also have a Belgian cuticle coming. And so I look forward to learning with that stone as well. And so using all these stones, I just hope to learn more, and I hope to get better with every single razor that I hone. And I've honed a lot this week. And if the cuticle comes today, I'm looking forward to honing with that too. Can't wait. I'm very excited about it. It's been fun now that I'm producing comfortable edges that I really appreciate. Oh yeah. Not as much scraping there because most of that hair is gone. We're just cleaning up and just having fun. I hope you're having fun too. I really appreciate these edges. And I know those of you who don't hone might get annoyed by hearing us, drone on. But if you're into straight razor shaving, I promise you that once you start having some success with your honing, you will feel the way I'm feeling. And you will feel a tremendous sense of pride. When you get that edge-gasm, as Shade 326 likes to call it, you will feel a tremendous amount of pride. Man, this soap feels great. I can't wait to put on the aftershave. It just takes me back to, I want to say 91. I was in the military at that time. And this was one of my fragrances. And so Although this is expensive, this is absolutely a quality base. Do I need this level of quality? And there's a hair that I shaved off there that was left on my face from the boar. Do I need this level of quality in all these ingredients? I do not, personally. Do I appreciate it? Yeah. Would I appreciate paying less? Yes. Man, I'm happy with that. I think we've developed a pretty good honing system with the Izuku, where I'm developing consistent edges that I enjoy, and I'm real happy with it. My Arkansas is going to take some work, although that edge was perfectly shavable. It doesn't feel the same though. This one feels super sharp, smooth. The other one feels more smooth, not quite as sharp. So let's set that aside, and then we shall rinse the face, come back and get into the post. Looking forward to putting on this aftershave. Stay tuned. All right, and we're back with the Magic Made by Witches. This is Thayer's Witch Hazel in a spray bottle. And again, keep in mind, I always link the products below. And if you've made it this far, I know this is a long video for me because I was trying the different blades, different edges, and new razor. I want to thank you so much. New brush, I should say. Thank you so much for hanging in. We used off-screen the alum, very little stinging, so I'm happy with my edges. Quick review before we get to the aftershave. We started out with the Gold Dollar W59 type razor, which I honed on the Arkansas surgical stone. Smooth, not quite as sharp and keen as the blade that I brought in, which is the Gold Dollar 300, honed on my Izuku J-Nut. I prefer this edge a lot, but I'm brand new to arcs, so we're gonna continue to work on it. It was a perfectly shavable edge, so I'm happy with that. We used the First Line Shave, blue. Great quality stuff, pricey, but I'm telling you what, if you like the scent of Eternity in the early 90s, just get it. It is a good quality soap. Yes, it's pricey. It's worth the money if you love that scent, or at least it was for me. And we have our Craving shaving. I'm calling it the Red Planet because that kind of looks like what you would imagine Mars to look like. Loft set, low for me. Tips, really nice. It only lost a couple of hair total, but ultimately it holds that lather and doesn't like to release it. So my inexperience with it doesn't make for a great experience, but I love the brush. I do encourage you to go over to Craving Shaving and check out Charles's work. I will probably have that reknotted at some point. Okay, we finish off today, the payoff, with the First Line Shave blue. Love that bottle. That's just gorgeous, man. Looking forward to this because it's been a long time. I'm gonna have to buy the old Eternity cologne. Oh man, that smells great. Woo! Woo! Man. I am very happy with that. I am so happy. I'm going for another round. Just great stuff. This was fun. Thanks so much for joining me. I know it's went long. It's probably like 25 minutes, but man, I've had fun. Super happy with the edges. Super happy that you're still here. If you're still here, put down below 25 minutes. I just want to know who it is that's watching these entire videos because I want to thank you. I want to thank each and every one of you, though, as always, for joining me. I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.